On the night Jesus was betrayed, all of his disciples said that they would be with him till the end. Peter, one of his closest disciples, was so zealous that he took a sword and cut off the ear of one of the people that came to arrest Jesus. And they watched Jesus put the ear back on the guy's head. But just after that, they ran and fled. Peter then, going to find out what's happening to Jesus, decides to, sneak in and get close to where Jesus was, and he gets recognized, and he denies Jesus 3 times. And we're told one time it was at a fire. And here's Peter, this guy who said that he would never leave Jesus, denies that he even knew him 3 different times, and then runs and flees. Peter's not even one that goes to the tomb. Actually, that is some of the female followers of Jesus. And then they're told by the angels to go tell the disciples that he has risen. And Peter runs to the tomb to hear it for himself. At one point, when Jesus then comes back to his disciples, they're out fishing. And Jesus sets up a campfire on the beach. And Peter sees the campfire and the figure, and he recognizes that's Jesus. What's so powerful about being brought back to the place of our sin, to the place of our disobedience? Why does God bring us back to those places? Temptation is an interesting thing. Wherever it is. If your temptation's food, to be honest with you, I love ice cream. And I was talking to somebody once about this, and they said if you want to get over your love for ice cream or that temptation, you need to buy ice cream and just sit it on your countertop and just watch it melt. Because you can't get over your temptation for ice cream if you don't have any ice cream in your house. You have to be brought back to that fire. Jesus brings Peter back to the campfire. We don't like to talk about sin or disobedience or things like that inside of our faith anymore. It's nice to think about grace and the peace of God and that God's all loving. But God doesn't want us to sin. Sin doesn't separate us from God when we are part of His kingdom. But He wants to bring us to a new fulfillment in Him. He wants us to overcome these temptations that get set before us. And when we do fail, He wants to bring us back to the campfire. He wants to bring us back to that place. It's a very interesting thing that we as humans need this. And God brings us back right into the fire. There's an old saying, out of the frying pan and into the fire. And sometimes when we deal with those hard stuffs in our lives, when we want to get to the bottom of it, we have to get into the fire. We have to get out of what we think is comfortable but is still killing us place of the frying pan and straight into the fire. The Bible will go on to talk about killing the old self, getting rid of the old self and putting on the new skin. Is that what you want today? Is that what you truly want from your faith? Or are you comfortable being in the frying pan and not in God's refining fire.